Okay, so today we are preparing ourselves for how to pull a woman.
Yes, sadly, I haven't had any matches yet.
Back home, it's pretty easy getting the girl I want. I feel like I don't have to try too hard.
A few moments later.
I love the mystery of like just moving air. It makes no sense to me.
And he's so handsome, but he's a big friend.
I am going to say something really harsh, but you need to hear it because it's the truth. The people who love you often give you the worst dating advice. In this video, we're going to watch examples of well-meaning people who actually love you give terrible dating advice. First up is James. James is a super likable, funny guy from the show Love on the Spectrum. Now, because he's on the spectrum, I'm not going to give any advice or commentary on things that he cannot control. Instead, we're going to focus on where he's going wrong in his dating strategy.
The bride will be the center of
What
attention.
makes her so special?
Oh my God. You know,
In this scene, James is joking with his dad about why the wedding day can't be about him.
and guess who was the center of attention at my wedding?
Oh,
You can tell that James is serious. His dad then says this.
I bet you're never gonna get married.
hey, excuse me. That's not the sort of thing you should say to your own son. You're married. If you can get married, what makes you...
Sometimes our family members joke and say things to us that are kind of funny within the family, but it kind of stings a bit because it really starts slowly eroding our beliefs about what we think is possible when people keep putting you down, even if it's done in jest.
If not my wedding, when am I going to have a day where I get to totally be the center of attention?
Father's Day, you know.
This scene is pretty funny, right? So I'm gonna give it a pass, but you're starting to see what kind of guy James is. He's particular about certain things. These inflexible dating requirements start to hinder him. Watch.
On this scorecard, every person has their own number. One more drink, maybe. Not really my cup of tea. Oh dear, never mind, or never in a million years. Hopefully I won't need to mark anyone as that last category.
So he keeps repeating that he's never gotten a match, which is not a good thing to start with.
Yes, sadly, I haven't had any matches yet, but you know, there's always the first time. Oh, hopefully, you never know. Hopefully you'll get a match at some point.
And that he dislikes animals.
No, I've never been much of a pet person.
You're not? You don't
Sorry.
like animals?
Well, I don't know. Me, I like cats more than dogs. If I have to keep a pet, and that's a
James, I like dogs more than cats.
Now, he might not be able to control his facial twitches and expressions, but somebody should be coaching him to say, look, don't be so negative, which his dad did tell him. And also, can you be a little bit more flexible with people that actually like animals? A lot of Americans own dogs, right? So the moment you say you don't like animals, you're disregarding like half the population. Look, not having children, not wanting to have children, I get that, but you gotta be accepting of other people that might have a different opinion. So when you say I don't want children and I don't like pets, how much of the population do you think you're excluding? Probably like 70-80% of the dating population just by doing that. Also, James's hair needs some really good styling work. He's actually not a bad looking dude. He needs a new pair of glasses. He needs to work on his style, which the producers do help him with later, you'll see. And he needs to be a little bit more flexible in terms of his mindset around dating. Now, this is a pivotal scene where his brother meets him and tries to give him some love and dating advice, and watch what he says here.
A few of the women had pets of some species.
Some species? Was it an instant no?
No, God! Dad told me, she said I should be more positive. Might just be bad luck. I really don't want to contemplate the idea that I did anything wrong, you know?
Oh, agreed.
The first thing I disagree with is that one, when it comes to dating skills, you have to be willing to admit your mistakes, okay? To just tell someone you're not making any mistakes, you're just being you, and you're just learning as you go. No. To learn a skill set, you have to say, this is not the way to pass a basketball. This is not how you shoot. You should be shooting like this, right? You have to acknowledge where things are not going right, and only then can you fix them.
It could be more of the fishing in the correct pond type of thing.
And this is a problem that loved ones make. They assume that you associate your dating skills because they know who you are. But who you are and your dating skills are two separate things. The person you're dating has no idea who you are. They just met you. They're experiencing you for the first time based on your your dating skills and your ability to tell them who you are. Your loved ones, they already know who you are. But the people that you're meeting for dates, they need a process of education to know what you're about. The second thing is with Instagram followings, his brother makes another mistake.
Well, how about your Instagram following? What type of communications have you been having on there?
I guess maybe I saw you with some women who, I don't know, there could possibly be something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Hey, I mean, one of the nice things about Instagram is that if a lady is reaching out to you proactively, you know that she's probably already somewhat interested.
Yes, that is definitely good.
Certain types of girls, even in the spectrum community, people that follow you and DM you on Instagram, there's a certain type of mentality there, right? I'm not gonna say the word groupie.
What did he mean when he say, your chick, she's so thirsty, or what the?
But you get the point. There's a certain type of girl there, and usually that's not the type of girl that you want to meet if you're looking for a long-term relationship. The brother is giving, in my opinion, dangerous, if not wrong advice. The third mistake he does is he says this.
I mean, ultimately, the best piece of advice, like, legitimately, is just be yourself.
No! God, please, no!
You know, there's no way you can keep faking being somebody that you're not.
Oh, no,
because
certainly
it's
not.
just finding the person that can be with you when you're at yourself is just the best thing you can do.
Exactly, yes.
Just be yourself. Just be yourself, bro. Be yourself, and people will love you for you. Be yourself. Do you know how many times I heard just be yourself when I was a lonely virgin dorky nerd? I'm like, be myself, okay, I'll be myself, I'll show them myself. Rejection, 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 rejection. So I know how toxic that advice can be. You don't want to be yourself. You want to learn the skill set to be able to display parts of yourself in a way that fits the rules of the game that gets you the result that you want. Being himself hasn't worked in the last 36 years. So what makes you think it's going to work now? When someone asks you in a job interview, why do you want this job? Oh, I want this job because I need the money, and you guys are the only ones that got back to me. So I am being myself. I'm being 100% honest. Please hire me. No, of course not, because you don't respect the rules of engagement in a job interview social situation. And the rules of engagement there says you have to be professional, okay? You need professional speak to get the job offer. Your coworkers and stuff, they can get to know the real you after you start the job and get paid. Okay, let's say James is on a date, right? It's like, be yourself, be myself. I hate cats, I hate animals, and I don't want children. And I'm a little bit negative sometimes and never gotten a match, but you know him, being myself.
You serious?
James should start with, hey, I'm a particular type of person, and that's okay if we don't get along. But you know, I'm trying to work on myself and I'm trying to get better at this. So right away he's saying the frame, which is good. Then he can say, here are the things I do like about life, or here are the things I am positive about. So those are within the rules of a dating engagement, okay?
Okay.
The truth is, people that love us don't have the tools to help us when it comes to dating. It's not their fault, but it is your responsibility to recognize that and then go out there and find the tools that you need to achieve your life goals.
Ooh, fabulous.
The producer of the show convinces and helps James actually change up his style. He has a new shirt, more colorful. I suppose it looks a little better. I also do really like the new bracelet. He actually looks a little bit cooler here. I still think he needs to change the hair, but he's very particular about that, so okay. The girl turns out to be cute. She actually likes him, but he decides that she's not for him.
Good, I'm so glad you understand.
I wish you the best of luck.
Yes,
I
thank
really
you.
think you're going to find someone that you're going to connect with. Like, I legit am going to send you all my good energy.
Oh, yes,
and
of course.
someone to protect
Absolutely.
you.
And obviously, I wish you the best. Obviously, I'm hoping that you're going to have all the best success in your future
Thank you
endeavors
so much,
also.
James.
Yes.
From previous seasons, I believe from watching season 1 and 2 that he actually doesn't like girls who are overweight, but she's cute, okay? And obviously she's sad.
I'm just so used to rejection, so it's okay. And I think it would be nice that we're friends.
As the interviewer asks her this.
Why do you say you're used to rejection?
Men rejecting me. But that's okay, because then one day, it's the same thing with him. And I prefer honesty, you know? I would have gone on a second date with him. I would have, totally. Like, he's awesome. But, like, it's life.
You know, the way the show is edited with the music and the slow pacing, it makes you want to root for these people, right? And that's great. I'm all for that. I'm a big fan of the show. But there's also a reality to dating where people are mean to people like this. And when you're in the real world, you have to be able to handle all the hate and still go after the result that you want, because that sympathy is not going to last forever. At the end of the day, human beings can be super empathetic and loving and inspiring, but human beings can also be judgmental, mean, and self-serving. Like James, this girl, she's used to rejection. It's a part of her life. It sucks, I know. I used to be there. And after a while, just kind of accept it. You just kind of accept the fact that the next girl you ask out is going to reject you, you know, no matter what you say. But these people have good attitude about it, I gotta say, and I really empathize with that. But a good attitude is not enough to achieve the result that you want. And so, if you plant in the winter, no matter how hard you plant, how many seeds you plant, and how good the quality of the seed is, it will not yield crops. But if you plant in the springtime, even if the seed quality is low, even if you don't plant that many, it will sprout and harvest. So sometimes it's not about doing the right things that are wrong. It's about doing the things that work at the right time. She's got a beautiful face. She needs to lose a little weight, assuming it's not a medical problem. I don't have those details. And she needs to find niches where men prefer maybe a little bit more extra pounds. Okay, just being straight up about it. James, he's tall, he's pretty good looking. If he gets the new hairstyle and those new glasses, I think even with those things, his speech impediment is not that big of a deal. He kind of just needs to know what to talk about. And I'm pretty sure that there's a way to present this gift in a package that most people would be willing to at least accept. And even if like only 2 out of 10 girls like him back, that's enough to win the game, because all you need is 1. But when you're packaged below most people's minimum physical requirement and you're saying the wrong things, you don't even get to play the game. You need enough value to play the game where people will give you a shot. The second guy who gets a lot of advice from people that love him, his name is Bergie. He's from the show Love Island.
I was just focused on school and work.
What's your type? Like,
Definitely like blonde, smart. This sounds bad, but I don't want someone that wants to be like a stay-at-home mom. I want someone that's like career-driven.
that's totally me.
Let's go. Yeah.
And he's just so lovable. He's from a small town. He's got a great body, but he's got good like small town values. And he's thrown into this crazy, scandalous dating show, Love Island.
I think Bergie right now is a little bit shy. You know, and I feel like I'm always asking the questions, but I also think that he's just super nervous. So I'm gonna give him that one and just see how he is later tonight.
And here, the guys are like, Bergie, bro, be confident, bro.
I feel like I'm getting more and more out of my shell every day, and I'm just enjoying like this journey of growth that I'm on.
And Bergie's like, okay, how do I do that? When I was starting out, so many cool guys would be like, Giovanni, just be confident, bro. Just be you, bro.
Stop hating. Start participating. Start participating, star. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
And they're already cool. But for me, it's like, well, okay, I'm a nerd. How do I do that? I need the steps to get there, right? And these guys don't have the steps because they're already cool. Stop caring so much, bro. Just like, don't worry about it so much, bro. And you're just like, okay, but like, if I don't worry about it, I'm still a nerd, so I need to worry about it, you know? It's like LeBron James going to like this little kid in high school and be like, hey, just shoot the ball, you know? Just shoot the ball, you'll make it. What are you so worried about? Just be confident with the basketball. It's like, no, of course not. LeBron's gonna go to that kid and be like, hey, here's how I practice, here's how you hold the ball, here's how you shoot it, here's how to step on the court. Like, LeBron's gonna give the kid some confidence advice, but mostly technical advice, if his goal is to get that kid to a point where he can win games, right? By the way, there are like toxic dating shows and there are like positive dating shows based on who's running the show.
How she ended that was like, well, if you don't think you can do long distance, we shouldn't have to make this work. And then I didn't know what to say after that. And then,
how do you feel?
Not good, obviously.
Yeah, how could you feel good?
I care for her and I feel terrible right now.
And I think Love Island is overall a positive show based on the people that are on the show.
Yeah. Okay, so today we are preparing ourselves for how to pull a woman. We are building your woman's skills. Bergie, we all want him to find his person, and Jasmine and I, we are here for the man.
So the girls help out Bergie, and what they help out with is not necessarily good advice, but they have good vibe.
Ask me how my day is.
How was your day today?
I'm already turned on. Tell me
I love
my
your
eyes.
eyes.
Yes.
Yes, look at that. I even said it before she even
Tell me
finished.
my eyes are twinkling.
Your eyes are twinkling.
Tell me my teeth look great.
Your teeth look great.
Tell me my lips look luscious.
Your lips look luscious.
Tell me you want to kiss me.
I want to kiss you.
So they're flirting with him and they're letting him know here's what it feels like to be next to a hot girl and to contain that energy field.
Okay, What's your best shot?
I'm gonna miss.
No, you're not gonna miss. No, you see? Lesson number 2.
Confidence.
Now they're telling him be confident, but the verbal advice is bad, but the experience there is valuable.
So I'm going to teach you how to dance.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta make it romantic. You gotta pull me in.
Okay, so how do I do it?
You gotta make me feel like I'm the only girl in the world.
Grab her.
Pull me in aggressively.
Yeah.
Boom.
Grab her waist.
The girls are helping him, and he's starting to get it.
I'm absolutely loving the vibe with my fellow Islanders right now. They got my back. I'm gonna do the best I can to take those tips in that they gave me tonight.
So they get him into the vibe. They give him some experience hitting on hot girls, and then they say, "Go after this girl you like. Go after her, Bergie."
We're gonna freaking frick this up. Now I think it's time for you to pull Carmen.
You're gonna say, hey, let's go for a talk.
Let's go.
And he does. He asked her for a chat.
Can I take you for chat?
Yeah, for
Let's
sure.
go.
Where should we go?
Straight across?
Oh yeah, for sure. We can head over there.
Let's go.
And then later in this game, he gets a kiss.
I like that he was confident enough and came right up to me. It was a good kiss. I'm not mad about it.
This is my best day in the villa by far.
I love the evolution of Bergie, and if you guys really like this guy, I might do a breakdown of his evolution throughout this whole season. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. Here's a shy guy who has a great attitude, and the thing that's different between him and James is that Bergie is always positive and he always takes action. He's listening to other people, he's trying things, and just by doing those two things, it comes down to the principle of the willingness to learn. And Bergie does this throughout the season, and you see his transformation from like a shy, dorky, small town guy to a guy who is still a good guy, but now he has an edge and he can attract hot girls.
Are you nervous about sharing a bed with a girl? Like,
Not you guys. You guys have made me fully confident.
I keep getting better.
Hashtag. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. This is like the greatest thing that happened to me. Like, where's my bag? Wait. This one?
Now the third guy, Jordan, from Too Hot to Handle.
I get an energy from you that like I don't get from like all people, you know? When you walked in, I was just like, wow, she was pretty. Like, I want to get to know this girl.
You should go for whatever feels right.
Is that what you're doing tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super hot guy, hotter than Bergie, hotter than James, but one difference separates them, okay? Jordan thinks that just being nice is enough, and in his small town, it is.
You have one of the most glorious smiles I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Back home, it's pretty easy getting the girl I want. I feel like I don't have to try too hard.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna take it the usual way I do.
But being nice only works so much. Women who have options are attracted to men who have strong dominance as well and good game.
Can you turn to the side a little bit, just like turn your head. Wow.
What? What happened?
You just look beautiful.
Oh
You have like the most beautiful side profile I've ever seen in my life.
This profile or this profile? Jordan is firing all these compliments towards me, which I love, but I don't know if he has other interesting things to say.
So Jordan fails miserably here. He tries to be nice and compliment. He's like, hey, in my small town, complimenting girls gets me laid, so like it should work here, right? No, it's not enough.
Just be silent for like 5 seconds. You ever thought about that?
What?
Where is it coming from? What is wind? I love the mystery of like just moving air. It makes no sense to me.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And this chat makes no sense to me, but keep going.
Me too.
Flavia literally says he's so good looking, but he's a little weird.
Jordan is so handsome, but he's a bit strange.
2 seconds later.
Oh my god! That kiss was amazing. I want more.
Yeah, boy.
Women have 2 laughs. The first laugh is, haha, he's hot, you're so funny. The second laugh is, haha, you're really funny, you should be a comedian. And then there's like a third laugh where it's like, haha, you're not that funny, but I'm attracted to you, so I'm gonna laugh at all your dumb jokes, okay? And you're gonna differentiate between those 3 laughs if you want to succeed in dating. Jordan fails miserably.
What is wind?
Not only that, man, it makes me so sad and angry that he's not willing to take this amazing opportunity to learn.
I fall too hard for people, and when I fall too hard, you know, I get upset. And what I'm looking for isn't in this retreat. The retreat pushed me to my limit.
So instead of waiting for the next girl to come to the island, instead of talking to other people and learning from them, unlike Bergie, Jordan just sulks and goes home, ignoring potential benefits of staying on the island, learning from other people, seeing the new girls, and maybe even learning from the other guys.
I got too emotional, I broke. I just know I have so much more to learn, and I do go back home.
Bergie has a blast on the island. He is an underdog. His attitude is addictive to people around him. His willingness to learn and his positivity. While Jordan, a better looking Chad, his attitude stops him from learning. It stops him from being open to other experiences. And I think he lacks the courage. To those who as much is given, such as Jordan with his amazing godlike looks, much is expected. At least give us a little bit more. So to recap this whole video, right? First of all, the people that love you don't have the tools to always help you, and that's okay. You have to admit that. Unlike James, be positive in dating overall. Don't be inflexible with your dating requirements, especially if you're not getting results. Instead of being yourself, learn to give parts of your personality in a way that wins the rules of the game within that type of social interaction. In dating, you have to create attraction and you have to create comfort and connection. 4, competence gives confidence, not just be confident, bro. That being said, sometimes the experience of being around people that know what they're doing and the experience of being around hot girls like Bergie does, just being there and getting the vibe, sometimes you start picking up the energy field and the technicals come. But to get good at game, especially for guys who are logical like me, you need the vibe and you need the technical know-how, the steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I were LeBron James, I would say, here's the attitude to win basketball games, the mental fortitude, the preparation, the learning from your mistakes. And here's the technicals, the steps, the passes, the shots. Both layers, inner layer, outer layer, both need to be built to a point where you start getting results. 5, take advice from women, but always take it with a grain of salt because they're only seeing it from their perspective. They can give you the great experience, but they can't necessarily be a good coach to break it down for you step by step because they don't have that experience. It's very hard for the fish to tell the fisherman how to fish. 6, be kind, but be strong. Don't use niceness as an excuse, as a tool to manipulate like Jordan did. Be a guy who goes after what he wants. Be a good guy with an edge, not a nice guy. 7, be willing to change, right? As my mentor said, all it takes really between success and failure in dating skills is the willingness to learn. If you want more steps on how to learn the skill set that will last you and benefit you for the rest of your life, check out the links in the description. Check out my master course, First Date Formula, here at this link, High Integrity Skills/40. To me, Jordan is the epitome of the guy with the God-given good looks, but the bad attitude and the lack of technicals. James is the opposite of Jordan. He has, genetically not been gifted, but he has bad attitude and he doesn't have the right advice to move forward. Even though he's taking action, the effort is being wasted. He's planting seeds in the winter. He's doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. Bergie is somewhat good looking, but not as good looking as the other guys, but has a great attitude and is willing to learn from his mistakes and just keeps an open mind and keeps learning. And he is the perfect symbiosis. He's not as good looking as Jordan, he's not as bad looking as James, but he's socially a little bit behind. But because of his attitude and his willingness to learn, he eventually, I don't want to spoil the season for you, but he gets to like another level with his dating skills, and it's just beautiful to watch. He avoided all 7 of the mistakes we talked about here in this video. When Bergie's down, he chooses positivity. When Bergie gets rejected, he gets back up again. When Bergie is embarrassed, he feels the emotion and he kind of processes it, and then he asks, what can I learn from this? He never gives up. When people offer him help, he listens and he tries the things that he hears and see what works for him. He's kind and fair to everybody. He's a good guy, not as a way to manipulate like Jordan does, but a good guy because he is raised well.
I was wondering if you wanted to be my girlfriend.
Really?
Yes.
And the most important thing is Bergie was willing to change. Who are you most like? Do you have aspects of James? Are you a Chad like Jordan but lack the skills? Or are you like Bergie? At the end of the day, all it comes down to is that decision that you make for yourself to acquire the skill set, to be better than you were yesterday. Start now, start today, stop waiting around and doing nothing. Links are in the description to the free dating resources you can download. No charge. Enjoy.